instant, rapid manifestations, which were tremendously tricky to navigate from March 10th, 2024 to the eclipse in Pisces happening at 25 degrees, September 17th on the western side of the hemisphere. This Pisces eclipse is a lunar eclipse. It is partial, so it is not a total lunar eclipse. It's partial, but I do believe it's tremendously powerful. And there are many things you need to look at. First, go back and look at my video of Pisces new moon, spiritual wealth. If you look at that, you'll get a forecast for all 12 zodiac signs. And you understand what area was the spiritual wealth asking you to manifest. So that's on my YouTube channel. Now, on this eclipse, we have to understand that this started from the Sabian symbol, hopefully I can find the picture, of a family having a feast. It began on that new moon back in March 10th. And this eclipse, this family having a feast was about, can you feed your family? But this was not as simple as your biological family. This is your unique and extraterrestrial members that you consider a part of your kin. You consider it a part of the people that you want to nourish yourself with, okay? Which many times is not your biological, earthly born family by blood. Most times, especially if you're on this channel, you're nourishing yourself with the family, the people you consider family who really support your goals. They truly look at your ambitions and they help you get through the very difficult trials and tribulations. They help you gain an understanding and they help guide you in a very mystical, wise manner. Potentially somebody you went to their retreat, for example, where those people that you go through this hardship with at a retreat, whether it's walking on hot coals or going to Temazcal and everyone's hot and screaming and, learning Qigong and breath work. These people that you do these activities with and groups and networks, especially back from March of this year or leading up to that, these are the kind of family members of the Sabian symbol that if they fed your soul, okay, you're going to see rapid manifestations. Okay, it's the kind of theme where understand that the opposite of Pisces is Virgo. And so during this, hopefully I can put this on screen, you'll see a kite aspect happening. And this kite puts the focal point on two main points. One, all centers and avenues are going to lead to Virgo and a nakshatra called, aka part of the sky, Uttara Falguni, which is about the ultimate and the lasting love. The ultimate and the lasting love, lasting is the key word here. It's a victory. And this victory is saying, can your physical body on this eclipse in Pisces support these rapid manifestations and upgrades aligned with the highest forms of spiritual wealth? And in this instance, spiritual wealth is something as simply defined as, did you allow your debts, okay, because Pisces and Virgo represent our debts. They represent karmic debts and they represent real world debts that we have in society with our peers, people that we were working with, people that we were paying, that we worked with somehow, exchanging money. You might have gave somebody this and they gave you that. It's not always about money because this is spiritual wealth. This eclipse is a full moon and it's about reaping your rewards. Also understanding, were you able to let go of certain debts? These can be financial debts, but these are also karmic debts. This is very much more karmic debts. Were you able to witness and recognize, damn, I incarnated with this person in a past life. And maybe you didn't understand that you incarnated with that person in a past life. Maybe you still don't know that. It doesn't matter. It matters of, did you do the right thing? And what I can promise you is, if you did the right thing, you are very, very freaking happy during this eclipse in Pisces, especially if you have planets around these degrees of 25 degrees Pisces and Western, or 1 degrees Pisces moon and Vedic astrology or sidereal. Now back to this kite formation. Virgo was the focal point, yeah? But what's supporting this is the moon in Pisces is going to trine Pluto in Capricorn, and it's also going to trine Uranus in Taurus. Now, these two themes are really happy for us. They're great moments to be alive, because Uranus and Taurus is really, the shocks and revelations of our money being able to be delivered to us, based and matched off of, did I fulfill my karmic duties? Did I go through a soul burning? Okay, when I say soul burning, I mean a karmic cleansing of releasing my attachment to what it looks like, money related, especially in the physical world, and say, you know what, that money's not good, right? If you were letting go of bad money, money that came with attachments, money that came with codependency, money that came out of alignment, money that came with challenges that didn't actually bring a certain sense of safety to your nervous system, okay? Whether you were charging that money or whether you were charging that money or whether you were receiving that money, right? It doesn't matter which way. It's saying, were you able to look at those debts that we spoke about earlier, okay? These karmic debts. And this is the tricky part of the manifestations, right? Because it's like, we're talking about spiritual wealth, but it's really impacting your physical and your monetary banking, right? It's saying on the other side, Pluto and Capricorn, which is going through, we already know Pluto retrograde back at its 29 degrees in Western, or about 5 degrees in Vedic. It's going through this grand story. And I'm telling you, this grand story is in a part of the sky for Pluto where it's called Uttara Ashada, which is about the ultimate victory. It's about an elephant tusk walking through all of the trials, all the tribulations, any and all the obstacles. Think Ganesh, the remover of obstacles. So these obstacles, they would have been tremendously challenging. They would have really made you align with your soul's purpose and focus on moksha, which is about liberating your soul. But the eclipse in Pisces, okay, this lunar eclipse in Pisces was not about moksha, it was about dharma. It was about aligning with your soul's purpose. So here's what the full moon in the lunar eclipse in Pisces is actually saying. This kite formation says, were you able to not focus on the worldly debts that you have accumulated and focus on what brings you tremendous joy, and feed and nourish the family members, okay, who might not be biological. Feed their soul, help them walk through their karma, which might say, okay, don't help them. Be there on standby without actively supporting them, rather than sitting with them and allowing them to burn their own karma, okay, to cut away their own karma in a way where you might have to sit and watch them suffer. But while doing that, not adding to the suffering, okay? And also not pacifying what seems like in the earthly realm is a grand challenge for them, creating a deep, depressive suffering, right? It's saying, can you not be codependent, but be interdependent with the karmic burning as well as liberation of their soul? Which might say, if you recognize that you need to set a boundary and barrier here, but that if you set that boundary, if you set that barrier, this person is going to turn on you and they're going to get angry with you and they're going to feel like, why aren't you supporting me? Why aren't you helping me? Why did you abandon me when I felt like I needed you most? Why aren't you acting and behaving how you did in all these previous lives? And that was the trick to this entire manifestation. That is what is bringing your tremendous spiritual wealth lightning fast. It's about, were you able to observe, recognize, and witness? When do you actively put your hands in the pot and get involved? And when do you have to sit and observe like a wise grandfather who knows very clearly, if I help and support in the way that they are expecting, the way in which I did in all my lives and parallel realities prior, I'm not helping supporting this person to liberate their soul, to walk towards their purpose and their dharma. I'm actually becoming an enabler. I'm martyring myself and I'm screwing them up by helping them repeat the subconscious pattern and behavior that they already expected, the self-fulfilling prophecy. Sometimes you got to let a mother go through the mud and support in a way that might not directly be involved in the way that's expected. That is the ultimate victory. That is how you are ultimately going to love yourself in the connections that you have with others, where you no longer are controlling the outcome, the final result. You don't actively divert and delude their path by trying to control the present moment or the future. So this is the trick. This was a very tricky eclipse, but a lot of you, especially if you're watching this, you will get the revelations, and they will be coming lightning fast on the September 17th full lunar moon eclipse. Okay, it's a partial eclipse. Understand that we have another follow-up eclipse, so don't confuse the two energies. I'm going to do another video on the follow-up eclipse. Thank you for hitting the thumbs up and the likes button, ladies and gentlemen. I really appreciate y'all for being here. I highly recommend you check the video prior, because I did forecast for all 12 signs for the March 10th, 2024. Okay, type in Pisces new moon, spiritual wealth, Pernell Bobby. Type that in YouTube and you will find that video, and it's going to say tricky manifestations. It's going to say spiritual and sexual wealth. And a lot of that started from another part in the sky where there's this dragon king, and the story will be very helpful to understand what's fully manifesting now. I love you. I thank you for being here. Consider joining our membership. We're always accepting new members. We're in the numerology series right now. Next, we're doing 4, 5, 6. All right. And so come get some work. Come do some qigong. Come do some breath work. We're always working on that. And we're always accepting new members. And so I want to say thank you for being here. If you want to join the community and the tribe, now is the time. If you feel the call in your heart. Love.